Hello, hello, and welcome back to the She's More podcast. Danese, I don't know if you've seen the rebrand. We have rebranded from Fit Mom Society to the She's More podcast because we are no longer really talking through just fitness and meal preppy things. We discuss wellness, lifestyle, business, financial stuff, things that make the woman or mom feel like she's more than just the thing that she's labeled as, or the box she's put herself in. And this just opens up so many doors to so many different conversations that do not just have to stick to how to work out and meal prep. We do still talk about those things, but it's not limited to those things. So
Gotcha.
welcome back, Danese Rexroad. We are back on our monthly podcast. Danese is a longtime friend. If you're a new listener, we've had some growth here lately, which is super exciting. She is part of a company called Ways to Well. We know each other from a decade ago, I feel like, right? From the same town, same company, bootstrapped it, and now it's like mega crazy huge on Joe Rogan. Jelly Roll's a patient, like insane stuff. But what I want to know and what I want to start out with is what is new in y'all's world? What is exciting you right now? What are y'all working on that you can disclose? What are patients talking about in y'all's world right now that is just like bringing you so much fire?
Oh gosh, a lot of things. Okay, so we have been we're working very closely with the Maha movement and Bobby Kennedy. That's not a secret. We're working to make some definitive changes at the federal level, which will allow us to have things like peptides and stem cells readily available and less restricted by the FDA, actually sanctioned by the FDA. Everything that we use is sanctioned by the FDA. We report everything to the FDA. We try to follow all the rules, but getting something, quote unquote, FDA approved to use for insurance coverages and reimbursements and things like that, that's been a little difficult. So that's exciting because we're on the cusp of that and getting to use our typical peptides again. And I wore my peptide shirt, my BPC 157 shirt, because it's one of my favorite peptides. So, one of the things that we do at Waste to Well, we're looking at curative approaches versus disease management. So I don't want to just give you a blood pressure medicine because you have high blood pressure. I want to look at why. I want to reteach your body to not be so reactive to your blood pressure, or find whatever ingredient is causing that. So it can be stress, sleep, magnesium. We have a lot of things that we can do. But the beauty of peptides is that they're short chain amino acids and they carry the instructions to tell your body to heal, to sleep, to repair, to lose weight. There's a lot of things, reduce inflammation. We have a lot of things that peptides can do. So I'm really excited about some things coming there. We have our longevity lab in Austin now open. So we have of course, our red light therapy. We do our stem cell. We do a lot of stem cells there. We have this thing called a Hocket. It's my favorite device. It is an ozone chamber that you sit in, and it looks like HOCAT, HOCATT. And it's 10 therapies in one, but you sit in this little chamber and you're bathed in steam and ozone, and you're getting these electrical frequencies. So it opens up your pores. It's a massive detox, and it makes your skin glow. And I'm not joking when I tell you, like, the little bumps on the back of your arms and just the skin tightness.
That's what Brian has or
Yeah.
had. He's cleaned up his diet a lot, which we'll get to because he has some questions. But he had all those.
Yeah. It's just, it's your skin, your body detoxes in 3 ways. You pee it out, poop it out, and you sweat it out. And so one of the things I loved about the hot kit when I saw it is that it opens up the pores, and it's a forced detox, which takes the pressure off of your liver and your colon and your kidneys. So it's helping you relieve that toxic burden. So that part's fun. And then, of course, the hyperbaric chamber, we have ozone treatments that we can do for your blood. We actually take blood out, treat it with ozone, and give it back to you after we've treated it. So it's really interesting. And I have a few other fun toys that are coming. But if you've never done So the type of red light bed that we have is, of course, medical grade and it's intense. But it's everybody. I've put my friends in there. I'm like, hey, try it out. Let me know what you think. I have a lot of fun with like, whoa, that was trippy. That
It's intense.
it's
It is so
intense.
intense.
And it's the sleep that you get afterwards. Again, going back, to the skin glowing. It's not just, hey, I have pretty skin. It's what that means. It's when your skin is glowing on the outside, there's something going on the inside. So it's kind of an attaboy for all the hard work that you're doing if your skin's glowing. But so we have a lot of fun things there. We just, if you follow us on Instagram, we just put our dinosaur up. So
Saw that. Love.
real dinosaurs. So
It's
fun.
a whole vibe over there. Like it is a whole vibe. So are you saying that the hyperbaric chamber and the new ozone one are different?
Mhm.
Two
Yep.
different things?
Two
Okay.
different things.
So I have not seen the newest then
Yep.
on social.
It's 3 different things.
Okay.
The hyperbaric chambers, the oxygen chamber that you sit in, and then the Hocket. You're still sitting in this chamber, but your face is out, so your body's bathed in all the goodies of ozone, and then the blood treatment is a separate treatment. It's all you can all do it. You can do it all in the same day. I don't
Okay.
recommend it. I would say that's why we like to do like a 2-day turnaround to give your body a chance to detox and recover. But it's a whole experience.
It's a whole experience.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you don't. If you ever, I make a joke with all my analogies. If you're ever going to deep clean your house, you don't get it done in 30 minutes. You spend the time there. So if you're going to deep clean your cells, if you're going to repair your body, if you're going to give it ingredients, it's not going to happen in a 30-minute quick visit to the longevity lab. It's going to be some time. We're going to have to put some effort into it. So that we do have a 3-day experience. We haven't officially launched it yet. We kind of low-key started doing it for a few people, but man, it is so fun. I so thoroughly enjoy talking to these people afterwards, and they're like, we'll put them up in a hotel, and they're like, I slept so well. What was this? Because we feed them good food, and
Yeah.
she's like, I feel amazing, and I'm like, yeah, I just had a hard reset to your health. So
for out of towners
Mhm.
that want to experience the longevity lab, they need to take some time off. I mean, if I've seen kind of sneaks of the 3-day experience, 3 days is a lot, right? So take a long weekend. Are
Yeah,
y'all open on the weekend?
we are open on the weekends now.
Okay.
So, we typically recommend like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, take Saturday and Sunday off to rest and recover.
Oh, that's good.
Go for
Yeah,
a
that's a good
hike,
idea.
go for, just not a good travel day, the last day. So if you can do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, travel home on Sunday, use Saturday to just rest and enjoy nature. So it's wonderful. That's my ideal. If I were just to build an ideal experience, that's what I would recommend. Fly home on
Okay.
Sunday.
Perfect. So, okay, let's go to red light therapy because I see like it is intense. I've been there, did the experience, the whole thing. It's immaculate. It's like a tanning bed size. You are immersed in red light therapy. You got to put goggles on. It's a 10-minute thing. For those that are doing it at home, I feel like is there some like tchotchke brands or like some knockoff type of red therapy? How do we know the difference if we're going to have like an at-home mask or the stand that we can have like in the bathroom at night? How do we know what's good and what's not?
Look for near infrared, and near infrared. So it's the wavelength of the light. I don't want to get too scientific, but if you get something at about an 880, you'll see the wavelengths. That's where you're going to get the best penetration to the skin to elicit healing. So one of the brands that I like is Mito Red. If you're going to look at specific brands, I know that there's some on Amazon, and I'm not knocking any particular brand. There's so many. I would have to like go through and just
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's the craze right now. So everybody that has access to a manufacturer and the budget to create something, like it's all over TikTok shop. We're having targeted ads for red like that. You know what I mean? And just like with anything, I think there's there's a craze that happens, and hopefully it stays, right? But people just mimic it, knock it off. You're gonna get like 5, 6 notches down from what you really should have. It's like an off-brand.
Well, it's like a maintenance. It's like when you go get a facial and everything is just
Mhm.
wonderful, and they just do such a wonderful job, and then you go home and you're like, oh, I've got all these little bottles of. I'd like put all my moisturizer on. You try to take care of it yourself. Is it going to be like the medical grade experience? Absolutely not. Is it going to?
Yeah,
Can you maintain in between? Absolutely. So there are a lot of places that actually, a lot of the gyms have good red light beds.
yeah.
Um, but at the gym at home, or before we moved here, I had a red light bed. It was a standing red light, and it was always a little awkward. Like, what do I do with my hands?
What do I do with my hands?
I can't. But I liked the tanning bed one because it allows you to relax,
Yeah.
and I use that time to pray. It's wild because the first minute brings me right back to the tanning bed when I was in my 20s. And so
Brings me right back to '05 when I had the Playboy bunny sticker. Like, never felt such trash can memories.
in just about a minute, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna bring you right there. Even as weird as it sounds, the cracking and the sound and the smell, it's just exactly the same. So it's almost nostalgic, and oh, here I am. But then all of a sudden, your brain just goes into this different place, and it's total relaxation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love that. Y'all have the best facility in Austin specifically. Do y'all moved from Houston, right? From Gulf Street or Gulf Drive, or is that just Revive only?
That's Revive only now. We are on Main Street in Houston at the corner of Main and Cavalcade,
Oh, okay. So north of or right off 45.
right off 45. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I love
So
that.
yeah, we have our Houston location there. Right now, we're just doing stem cell treatments and IVs. We also have this thing called a body track in both locations, and it's really interesting for people who have like chronic pain, and if you've ever
Mm,
done a decompression where you just relax the muscles in your spine. We have one of those at both locations, and they're phenomenal for tension in your back.
ooh,
If you sit at a computer for a long period of time, you just have all this tension in your shoulders. You can go get a good stretch and work it out. It's really really nice.
nice. I need to come visit the new campus
Yeah,
next
it's
time I'm in Houston. So, because my chiropractor has told me I have breastfeeding neck, is what she called it.
hmm
So, back in the day, like 7 years ago, when I was breastfeeding, it's a hunch, it's weighted down, still have pain from it. And now that, I'm training all the time, so I don't really do the homework I should probably do and let it super rest and heal. It's just, I don't know, it's not in me. I can't, you know what I mean? But I need to do the work and, you know, go do the things like at the Main Street campus, keep up with my chiropractor appointments because I feel like I'm not alone, especially moms that are listening.
hmm
Tension in the neck from either breastfeeding neck or stress or, trying to do the thing in wrong form or whatever. Like that's a good plug to go and do that said thing.
Self care is health care.
Self-care is healthy. Okay, so we kind of talked offline before we started. I have questions,
Okay.
but mainly and oddly from my male followers. I don't understand. Some of them are already patients that I don't know if they just don't want to ask you directly. I don't know. They want to keep it anonymous, but heavy male questions. So, but I know my listeners are primarily women. I mean, 97% are women. It's like my father-in-law, maybe my husband listens. Like that. That's it. So, can any part of our wellness journey correlate? I don't know if this question is going to make sense. Both male and female. Is anything the same or is everything completely different?
Well, so when you're doing precision medicine, it's going to be specific to male and female. So if we're talking about like hormone optimization, even peptides and the prescriptions that I write for stuff like that, if we're talking about just lifestyle health. I do think it's important for couples to go to bed at the same time. I do think it's important to have some time away from the kids and the work and have them isolated time together. I think that's very important. My husband and I take a vacation together and, separate from the kids. We usually go on our ski trip, separate. That's our time together. I do think that's very important. You know, eating the same foods, that's also supportive. I kind of joke that people who have the carnivore style diet and the people who are A-blood type have to have the variation of the fruits and veggies. They always marry each other. So it's like, hey, I'm strictly carnivore and I've got to have all the fruits and veggies.
Seriously though, Brian could live on red meat alone. Red meat and venison sausage for the rest of time. And I'm like, I need some veggies, bro. Like, I cannot. But you would be so proud. So he has completely deleted social media.
Okay.
He's about to finish 75 hard on Saturday.
Nice.
Every single day. I didn't think he would make it past day 3, honestly, because he's always been one, and I think this will translate, and maybe some husbands or spouses or partners. He'll get into a mode, he'll get on the health kick, he'll do the things and do complete 180 like us as women do when we want to lose 5, 10, 30 pounds. And then it's so against the grain of our lifestyle that we throw in the towel week 1, right? So I honestly did not think he was going to make it past day 3. And we're on 71 now. He's done, I mean, he looks completely different, like fine. Lost almost 20 pounds. Definition, healthier. Like, you can just tell, you know what I mean? And he's had so much water because part of the rules is 1 gallon of water a day, 2 workouts for 45 minutes. Could be one's inside, one's outside. You got to read a physical book every day. No alcohol. So that has been insane. But one of his questions was, how do I still hydrate with a gallon? Because he loves how he feels with a gallon a day. I feel like it's appropriate for his body size. He's like 220, pretty lean now. But he still feels dehydrated. And I think I know your answer is to add salt and electrolytes. How much is too much though? And what should we have electrolytes every day, or is it just with like a really strenuous workout, like post workout recovery?
Okay. I typically, for maintenance, I typically say half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if he's 220 pounds, so it's 110 ounces of water is basically what his body needs. When you get more than that, it's great for flushing. It does support the kidneys. You get a lot of good things for that. But that's not necessarily where you want to stay, because with that rapid ingestion of water comes rapid loss of water. So I kind of make a joke, it's rented water because you're just going to pee it out. Yeah, you're taking some of your electrolytes, your vitamins, minerals, you're taking all that with you. So if you're aiming for about half your body weight in ounces of water, I do Celtic sea salt. The Celtic sea salt has all your minerals and a good salt balance. If you're drinking just water, or in some cases, people they get hyper-focused on this alkaline water. And the alkaline water actually adjusts the pH in your stomach and you become less acidic, so you're less able to digest some of your proteins. That's the other thing about drinking an excessive amount of water for a long period of time, is it does change the pH in your stomach, so you're not able to digest your proteins effectively. So I would say for a good balance, half the body weight in ounces of water, add some salt, or even just a little bit of lemon water in the morning to help with the acidity in the stomach. And he should be able to maintain his hydration. There's going to be a shift, because if he's been doing a gallon for this long, his kidneys are like, heck yeah, let me bring it on. And they keep flushing. And it's great. So he's done a deep clean. But for maintenance, half the body weight in ounces of water is ideal.
And how much salt? Like, is it a tablespoon and 16 ounces, or what do you usually do?
I usually do, I have this little, y'all are going to laugh. I have this little tiny spoon. It's a little bitty spoon. It actually comes in a Shilajit little vial that I use. And I just put a scoop of that. So it's roughly about 1/2 gram. Some people say a pinch. So if you need a true measurement, just a pinch is ideal. 1/2 gram is by weight. I use a little tiny, I mean, it's literally like a little bitty spoon. That's what I put in my drink. And you can do it a couple of times a day. If you feel like you're really thirsty, you're craving more, yeah, add a little bit more. The beauty of salt, if you get too much, your kidneys will say, I got a little too much. I'm going to send it out with this next batch of urine that's going, and it'll balance it out for you. I know I'm not going to say you can't get an excessive amount of salt, but if you overdo it and you get a little too much, your kidneys will just correct that for you. That's the beauty of it. Now, if you don't get enough, they'll hold on to it. And that's where you get some water retention. That's where you get that, that puffy feeling. And I have a hard time with this too. And this is a little controversial, but when people say, oh, I have high blood pressure, I have to have a low salt diet, and they cut salt out. And I'm like, no, you need salt. Let's get the salt on board. Let's get you some Celtic sea salt. Just add a little bit in your water. You'd be surprised how quickly that will correct the blood pressure, because your body was actually missing something and holding on to all this fluid to try to have that balance for you. So you get on a diuretic, and then all of a sudden you're losing your potassium, you're losing everything so quickly. And it just came back to you needed more salt. And a good salt, not table salt, like a good Celtic salt, Redmond salt, something.
That was my next question, because I got this just yesterday. So it sounds like, okay, you're saying if we have too much, and that's all he's had is alkaline water. We own an alkaline water store, right? We have unlimited access. So are you saying too much alkaline is not good?
I'm saying too much alkaline can shift the pH in your stomach.
Okay.
So with your first meal, when you first wake up in the morning, if you put some lemon, just squeeze, a lemon slice, that sets the pH. It makes you more acidic. So you want your stomach to be very acidic, not an excessive amount where you have reflux. That's a different issue.
Yeah.
You want the pH to be acidic so that you can digest your first meal. Now, if you're going to be on you're going to fast in the morning, then have the lemon water before your first meal, not necessarily first thing in the morning. Otherwise, you're going to get hungry. The acid's going to start to build up. Your body's going to demand a meal. So I would, 30 minutes, an hour before your first meal, it makes a big difference on the pH. Now, again, the acidity dictates how you can break apart those proteins. The alkaline water is great. It's great for your skin, basically remineralizing the water, which is fantastic. But if you're drinking that all the time without adding the salts, without adding anything extra balance or anything acidic to help with the pH, you can lower the pH in your stomach, and it can change your digestion.
Okay, that makes total sense. I'm going to clip this, chop it up, and send it to my team so that they can, because we have this stuff in store, right? Like all the goodies that you add to the alkaline water to make it better. And I just got this question yesterday. It's like, okay, I want to make and it's encouraging that it only needs to be a pinch and doesn't have to be like, okay, I've got an ulcer, let me gargle the salt water that you get, that you need to get it away from it or heal it. So that will be more enjoyable, and knowing that you don't need that much. But the question yesterday was, I want to make my electrolyte mix at home and in bulk. And something I sent her was Redmond sea salt was in the actual recipe. Do you recommend having this in bulk at home versus making an electrolyte drink in real time, like coconut water, alkaline, a squeeze of lemon plus the Redmond sea salt in real time, or does it matter?
If you have the capacity to make it in real time and use your own ingredients, great.
That's what I said. Yeah.
If you don't and you rely on something, that is absolutely better than nothing. So you have to just do what you can be consistent with and what matches your schedule. So if you have to pre-make it because, gosh, kids, work, you got all these things, and this is just going to save you one step in the morning, by all means. I will tell you my favorite pre-workout, though, is honey, alkaline water, honey, the Celtic sea salt, and then just a little bit of the coconut water too for if you're going to half and half in it. That is the best pre-workout. Some people say, oh, you have to have all this caffeine and beta
Yeah.
alanine. You have to get this rush. We're talking that's a synthetic rush to your body to make you want to work out. We're talking about fueling your cells, giving you enough glycogen to restore the muscle, giving you a good electrolyte exchange so you can get through your workout. Doesn't have any dyes or junk in it. That's the safest and cleanest pre-workout. That can also help with that electrolyte restoration, because it may not be just electrolytes. It may be glycogen in the muscle. And honey, of course, natural sweetener. It has antiviral properties. A lot of good things with honey. I can talk about honey a lot too. But that's one of the things that you can do to help with that restoration. So I have people that think, and I'm telling you all that to tell you, I have people that think, oh, I'm just really tired after a workout. I need all these electrolytes. And it may not be electrolytes. It might be glycogen or glucose for the muscles. And so that's why you feel extra run down and tired. So the honey, even the honey afterwards with the electrolytes, that can help just give you that little bit of a boost in recovery and restoration.
Wow. I'm chopping this up too and posting it, because like never knew this. Like I've been in this world forever, and I just think pre-workout means, like you said, a synthetic branded tub of powder that we all think, you know what I mean? So you literally make this and shake it up, put it on ice and drink it?
Yep. I have this glass mason jar.
Yeah.
I mean, I also have some other things that I use for the days that, you know what, I have zero motivation, but
Yeah.
I've got to get through this. Sure. Yes. Use the stuff for that time. But if I got a good night's sleep, everything's lined up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm in my routine. I use my honey. I have a couple other things that I put in just for personal.
Yeah. This is a good place to start though for our newbies that just want to do I mean, I have a lot of Maha moms. Like, let's be real. I have a lot of Maha moms that want to go back to basics,
Mhm.
don't want to depend on supplementation like a pre-workout, even if it's a clean one. There's still additives or preservatives, even if it's like a cleaner source. There's still something that's unnecessary, right? When we can make it so basic and do even a bigger job. Like what else is getting to the cellular level? Not any tubbed or packaged pre-workouts.
Plus the cost of it. A jar of honey
Oh,
is, you know,
good point.
like you get this jar that's, this big, and it's most of the good ones are going to be 50 or $60.
Yeah.
And that's expensive. Like that you have to budget for all that, and then oh gosh, heaven forbid you add your collagen or your creatine and all
Oh my
the
gosh.
supportive
It
things there.
gets
It gets
Yeah, it
expensive.
gets insane. And especially for people that are just starting or like on a kick again, they think they gotta have all the things to
Mhm.
start and for it to be effective and all of that. So this is encouraging that we just need a bottle of honey and a tub of sea salt or Celtic salt, the water you already have access to at the gym, and a can of coconut water.
Yep, that's
Blender
it.
bottle.
Blend
Done.
blend it up and go enjoy, and save yourself some money and fuel the cells that way. It's if you really want to take it deep, you can, put some fruit in your water and infuse it. Soak it overnight. Sometimes this is me. My recipe, I'll make it overnight, and put a cinnamon stick in it, and I'll let it soak overnight. I'll chop up an apple, the apple cinnamon.
Oh,
Oh
stop.
my gosh. It's all clean, and I just steep it overnight in the refrigerator, pour it, go on my way. I haven't done it in a while, so
Oh, yeah. Well, as we're going into the fall season, I mean, like, that sounds delicious. Like, come on. Okay, last question. Recovery. We're going to talk recovery. Specifically, Brian asked this question. He's like, okay, I've done 75 days of this strenuous thing.
mhm.
How do I decompress from this? How do I stay on track, but just not as intense? He wants to finish it through. He's proud of himself. But I also have like I'm training for a half marathon for January, and I have listeners that are doing a half or the full in Houston. And I know for me, and I think this is kind of the same thing he's asking, is I completely shut out running after I've done all this training for a full quarter, do the race, and then I am burnt out. I will not run for another 6 months. I've done it before, but in 23, I think. And then I just picked it back up this year. But I love it. So how do we, I guess, I don't know if decompress is the right word for it, but after this long, strenuous training time, how do we recover from it, and how do we stay on track after?
So, the 75 hard is great. It's kind of a hard reset, or I call it the deep clean. And then this a lot catapults you into a new norm. So it's so extreme that anything you do that's less than that is like, oh, this is easy. I've got this. So right now he's working out twice a day. And so I would say, the first thing, just cut that down. Cut that down to 4 days a week and have a dedicated rest day. And I do think that's biblical. And I do think that's so
Yeah.
important that you rest. That's your day to read the book, hang out with the kids, maybe do something that you don't get to spend a lot of time doing. And I will say this, that's not the time to separate yourself from your family. That's the time to be so purposeful with your family. If you're a golfer and you're gone for 8 hours, yeah, that feels good. But all it did was just relieve your mind. It didn't grow you personally. That's my personal opinion on it. So when you take that day of rest, that's your, Sunday. In our household, it's Sundays. It's the meal prep. It's the church. It's, the things like that. Read the book, take a nap. Just being in
Yes.
each other's presence is huge. So to recover from that, just cutting the workout in half, that's huge. Keep the alcohol out. I know this sounds silly, but there's no good reason for alcohol. It just causes inflammation. It raises your glucose. It causes cellular damage. So if he's done this hard, deep clean, you wouldn't want a bunch of toddlers running around in your kitchen after you've done, a deep clean. So that's how I imagine alcohol, your cells responding to that. Maintain your sleep schedule. On the days, this is important too, on the days that you're not exercising, but yet you still need to have that really stretch. It sounds so silly, just stretching. Go out if you have access to it, go outside, touch the earth with your bare feet, stretch outside, just sit in the sun, soak it up. That also helps with not just your sleep patterns, not just, grounding and all the anti-inflammatory benefits, but it can help you maintain because you're refueling those cells, of course, with the sun, with the earth, all of that connection. I do believe in grounding. I do believe in the electrical pathways to help maintain cellular function. So there's not a true, like, here's your recipe for recovery. It's you went so hard and so fast, and just imagine that deep clean, and you want to do a little bit every day after that to just maintain the clean kitchen. So I talk in visuals and analogies. So, you just.
It lets us understand and make sense instead of like this high level, like, because you are brilliant, right? Your mind is brilliant, but not all of us process the information how it's to be presented. But when you break it down and make it into relatable little analogies like that, it makes so much sense. You don't want your toddler going through like that hit. I'm like, yes, with the smudgy hands,
Touching
I would be
everything.
so mad. I'd be so mad.
Imagine every cabinet was cleaned and wiped down. Every dish is stacked all perfect. That's what 75 hard does for your body. It's a hard reset. It wipes out the counters. I mean, the drawers in the kitchen. Sorry, in the refrigerator. Those the edges. It cleans all that. And so now you've got your 2-year-old and your 4-year-old coming in with their greasy hands, and they just had chocolate something. So you wouldn't want that. That's how I imagine alcohol damaging your cells. Not to give too many people, but just imagine that. So every day you're going to come and just make sure you clean up the little smudges, and you're going to participate every day to keeping that clean. Same mindset with your body. You're going to participate in some activity every day that's going to nourish your body, help you with recovery, help you with deep sleep. And I talk about, the social side of it. Most of us are married. Most of us have a partner. Most of us have a family. That unit is so sacred. No matter what your partner is, no matter what your situation is, sometimes you're single and you have your pet. That relationship is so very important. Spend your time with your dog, like That is so we know it has an effect on blood pressure. We know it has effect on longevity. We know it has an effect on overall health optimization, just those interpersonal relationships. So soak it up, enjoy. Do the things, put the work in to maintain what you've already built.
Yeah, because I know he's feeling so good. Like 5 a.m. is a non-negotiable. He likes to ease into the day, get up, get his reading checked off,
Mhm.
and then get into his workout. He likes it done. Like he's not an after work type of guy. So I think that's going to stick. And he's had to get really creative because he's not lifting twice a day. Like he just cannot and should not really, for
Yeah.
75 days. So he's
Right.
had to get creative, and he's like a yogi now. He does yoga. He does a lot of stretching. I mean, he's almost more flexible than I am as like a past gymnast and cheerleader. So I'm like, I don't know who you are. And he's swimming today because he's had to get creative and not
Mhm.
get burnout and give up in just dumbbell workouts or, squat rack workouts. He's had to get really creative. So it's been really awesome to see just like the whole transformation and how you hit the nail on the head. Is like stretching is movement in and of itself, even though it feels like the slightest of things. Like it can improve your form, improve your mobility, improve like your everyday functionality, like everything you're doing in life.
Mhm. And it's important as we age too, because we start to lose range of motion. Uh, Everything gets tighter, smaller, more
Yes.
restricted. So, stretching is one of the ways to improve blood flow. There's so many good things to it.
There's
So,
so many good things. And this is what I recommended to a friend not long ago. She's overweight, had some babies, hasn't taken care of herself, and said she's having trouble um, getting on the ground and playing Legos. Like that will always stick with me forever because I'm like that. I just until I heard it, I never knew that it could be that bad. You know what I mean? So like the mobility, the overweight, like all of the variables into one. And it's not I can't play soccer because I don't have any stamina. I cannot sit on the floor to play Legos with my son. Like that is what I want. That's who I want to shake and get to.
right. And
You
and
know?
and that's for those people, it's about setting small goals. It's not, that I wouldn't recommend going 75 hard right away on that one. I would say, start with your walking, start with your stretching, get into just a simple routine. And every 21 days, add a new routine. So
Oh, that's
if
good.
if you do something, because you tell somebody, oh, you've got to change your diet, you've got to change this, you've got to change this, and I meet with people, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, we got to change these 5 things, and looking at them, they're like, do you know how hard that's going to be? And I do understand and I appreciate that. So these are the 5 things that I want to change, but we're going to start with one. We're going to start with setting a bedtime. Sometimes it's really like go to bed, 10 o'clock, shut it down, go to bed. You do that for 21 days. After 21 days, we're going to wake up at 6 a.m. and we're going to go for a 45-minute walk for 21 days. And then after 21 days of this, we're going to switch to resistance training 3 days a week for 21 days. And then just kind of add in those little changes because it takes 21 days to set a new habit. And so if you're doing the same routine and just, consistently going to sleep, waking up early, eating well, all the things, those little habits start to build up. And before you know it, you have all these wins on the board and all this
Oh my
momentum is
gosh.
there. Joint pain is better. Inflammation is better. Yeah, it wasn't quick. It didn't take, 30 minutes. It wasn't a 30-minute fix. But just like deep cleaning your kitchen, it's not a 30-minute fix. You've got a lot of hard resetting to do. But just setting small, tiny goals and every 21 days, adding something to it makes it digestible versus,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I have to change everything.
Yes.
So, I
And
mean,
you can give yourself some grace. Like,
mhm,
okay, I thought it was going to be way harder than this. I can do this. You know what
right,
I mean? Like
right.
complete mindset shift. And we stick by the 7 p.m. rule that we talked about a few episodes ago. It's like our household turns the lights down or dims it. We turn whatever, if there's a show going on in the background, we turn it to a soundscape. If we're on YouTube or whatever on the TV, and then we play magnets, or we read, or we talk, or like we just like whatever that does not involve a screen or something of like high frequency, like everything's low. We've got a candle on right in the living room. We got a comfy couch now. Like we just chill. So I will always go by that 7 p.m. Like this is time to turn off our brain. I think that's what you said. Shut off your brain. So we have adopted that. So thank you for that. And then the 21 day thing, I'm stealing that for anybody that asks me. Like that is so gold. Always thank you. I know we need to wrap up. For bringing all the volume bombs is what we call it.
Yeah, happy to help. I love these meetings. I love spending time with you. This is fun.
Thank you.